This week's the week where we see Season 2 Reloaded, or the mid-season update for Season 2, come to Cold War and Warzone, bringing with it a lot of different content. So today we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know, everything that we ended up actually seeing previewed today from Treyarch and the official Call of Duty socials, from things like when you can expect the download and how large it actually is, to some of the content coming along with it. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys looking forward to the most here with the mid-season update or Season 2 Reloaded update? Anything in particular you're really hoping to see or excited to get your hands on? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know. As well, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related, especially as we round into this week here of new updates and new content coming to Warzone, Cold War, and all things COD related. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like to join the community, I'd love to have you. But said, let's talk about the update at hand and what you can expect over the course of the next few days. Firstly, let's talk about the updates themselves, when and how large you can expect them to be. For Cold War, you can expect this to actually come as of tonight. In some cases, it seems like a preload was already available on PlayStation 4 and possibly PS5. I know that I didn't see it on my PS5, but had heard others were able to see it, so it may be available for you already, but it's going live for everybody globally tonight, March 29th at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that means midnight Eastern and 5 a.m. in the UK. So while specified as the 29th, it's actually really the 30th for most people. For Cold War, you're looking at a modest file size in terms of updates, nothing crazy like we'll see in Warzone here momentarily, but on PlayStation 5, you're looking at 12.2 gigabytes, PlayStation 4, 7.4 gigabytes, Xbox Series X and S, 14.18 gigabytes, Xbox One, 9.13 gigabytes, and PC, 8.1 gigabytes. Now, Warzone, on the other hand, that's where things get a little out of hand, perhaps. Warzone's update comes at a different base time than Cold War's this time around, coming at 11 p.m. Pacific time, 2 a.m. Eastern, and 7 a.m. in the UK as of March 30th into the 31st. So late tomorrow for those on the west coast of the United States, Tuesday night, or very early Wednesday morning for the majority of the world. For this, you're going to be seeing a large download that is meant to be, as they described, a one-time larger update to reduce the file size overall and introduce more file optimization. Overall, they described the file size for Warzone will be reduced by anywhere from 10 to 14 gigabytes total, and Modern Warfare's base game will be reduced by anywhere from 30 to 33 gigabytes depending on the platform. But at what cost or what damage to your hard drive for that one-time download? Well, 52 gigabytes on PlayStation 4 and 5 identically, 57.8 gigabytes on Xbox Series X, S, and 1, 52.4 gigabytes on PC for Warzone only, and a whole whopping 133.6 gigabytes for Modern Warfare and Warzone. So that might be the most absurd update we've seen in Warzone and maybe even in COD history, but that's what we're going to be working with, unfortunately. But again, at least up front, it looks to provide some relief in the end by ultimately reducing that file size, but at the same time, that's absolutely wild that that's a download needed. I'm sure that some people have incredible internet speeds that it won't be too long for some, but I genuinely feel for those people that this will take literal days to download. But as for the content preview, we ended up getting a roadmap here and a blog post detailing all that's coming with Season 2 Reloaded. Admittedly, the roadmap doesn't give us a whole ton of ambiguous stuff. It's pretty straightforward here at this, outside of a new threat for Warzone and Verdansk, but that's likely the increased spread of the infected. The last few weeks in the blog post we saw introduced with the move of the zombies seem to be building towards them finally saying, okay, this is kind of a problem in Verdansk here, starting to amplify the maybe warrant to use a nuclear weapon at the end of the season or whenever that event may be. We'll have to see. There also was no mention of the plague mode on this, so it's entirely likely that could be something referenced by this, which kicks off that event that's rumored to happen again at the end of the season or beginning of Season 3. But the blog post gave us a solid description of a lot of things. As for maps we end up seeing here at this, we'll see Miami Strike, Mansion, and Golova introduced all at launch. Miami Strike being 6v6, Mansion being 2v2 and 3v3, and Golova being multi-team. Though there notably is a lack of 6v6 maps once again here at this, so I'm personally kind of holding out hope for a surprise remaster or something like we saw in the way of Express, but at the same time, while it was a surprise to last season, it was also announced via the mid-season roadmap, which is something that we don't see in this season's outing. So this may actually be all we have here in terms of maps for the rest of Season 2. We see that there's the operators of Wolf as well as Rivas, but Wolf is coming at launch and there's likely going to be an in-store bundle here at that one. There are new modes introduced here, that being multi-team, which is Hardpoint. But again, as we talked about with multi-team Hardpoint, this is going to be played played on the Fireteam maps, much larger worlds to explore here at this and play out, but also the fact that you're not playing just against 1 or 2 other teams. You're playing against 9 other teams for a total of 10 teams of 4, all going and trying to capture those hard points, getting to 500 score to win. So it's going to be hard point like we've never seen before, and I'm actually really curious to see how this plays out. I think this has a lot of potential to be a fun mode here that we can play within Cold War, but we'll have to see. Then Prop Hunt does return here at launch here, in which that's going to be coming along with Miami Strike and Satellite as the brand new maps introduced into this, but also we'll have new props on offer as well for players that really like to play with that. On the MP side of things, this is where it comes down to things that are coming in season then. The biggest and most notable is the fact the ZRG 20mm sniper, that next and final weapon that we have detailed for season 2, that is listed as in season. And this to me is something that comes back to the fact that I think they messed up the timing with this update and the pattern set in play, which likely will then allow for this pattern to continue on. But I personally don't think this was actually meant to go live as of this week. If I were to guess, I think the initial plan when season 2 started was to introduce this as of last week, but we see that we have a weapon introduced every 2 weeks, and right now we're in week 5. So logically, this means that if this pattern keeps up, we'll see the ZRG introduced as of next week in week 6, 1 week after season 2 reloaded. So, and actually going back and editing this now, it's actually been confirmed by Treyarch in a video they put up talking about the update at hand that it will be coming as of next week. Additionally, coming in season here at this, one of the cool things that I'm looking forward to is that of the introduction of gunfight tournaments, similar to what we see, of course, within Modern Warfare, which, if you guys actually didn't know, these still happen from time to time, even after Cold War took over as the main title. There's been a couple in the last month or 2 here at this, but they're going to be coming to Cold War as well, so you can experience that and earn some exclusive loot if you end up winning it. We'll also end up seeing, in terms of some other customization items, Gunsmith Customs being introduced in season here over the course of the next couple of weeks here. That means that in Black Ops Cold War, players are going to be able to mix and match weapon attachments on different blueprints to do this sort of Frankensmithing that we had within Modern Warfare. So that feature coming over to Black Ops Cold War, though if I may add, I really hope that they can let us save blueprints in both Black Ops Cold War and in Warzone. I think that's probably one of the most unsung awesome features within Modern Warfare, is the fact you could craft your own, save them, and then pick that up just from simple weapon selection like you could any other blueprint. I'd love to see that come as well. Then we'll of course have Revis, the other operator in season, likely coming through bundle once again here, but we don't know for sure until we see those game files and if there is an item added in the back end in the database. Weapon tuning is going to be something here that is a big topic of discussion as of the update, and we'll go more in depth into it as of tomorrow morning's update video once everything is live and everything is out there. But the LC-10, AK-74U, MAC-10, KSP, Milano, Krig, FFAR, Groza, Magnum, RPG, and LMGs are all on the chopping block here at this one, in which there's a couple of key pieces of information we'll mention here just in passing. The FFAR had a bullet velocity increase, the Groza had a max damage range increase, there was a complete tuning pass on the muzzle and underbarrel attachments that affect the recoil of ARs and SMGs. The Milano and KSP had decent buffs, the AK-74U, LC-10, and MAC-10s had decent nerfs, and a few other smaller items as well. But jumping over to the zombie side of things, we'll have a couple of things introduced with this update, that being firstly, and probably biggest, is that of Sanatorium Night, the night variation of the Fireteam map, introduced here as a new location within Outbreak. So you'll be able to explore all of that and of course take on the zombies in Sanatorium. There'll be a new Outbreak objective, so a new task you'll be able to complete in each Outbreak game. There's a new vehicle of the dirt bike, new Outbreak intel is going to be available, and also there's going to be some new side-scroller type of map for Dead Ops arcade players, plus also the ability to earn player and battle pass XP, which is also something that I think is fantastic. I didn't realize that was actually something you couldn't do, so nice to see that now count towards your progress as well. Now, one final thing that I do want to cover here for this is the wording and the cover art used for this, at least in terms of the Warzone side of things. In Call of Duty's tweet for this, it says the end is near, and the promotional artwork for this is a picture of Revis, Wolf, and Naga on the little islands below the dam in Verdansk with zombies closing in. So it looks like they're finally pushing towards that overrun that's been hinted at the past 5 weeks or so. But again, it's something we kind of already know what's going to be the outcome here at this. It's just one of those things that we would like to see progress a little further and faster perhaps, but it's interesting they choose to do this kind of stuff here, some of that subliminal stuff going on. But outside of that, that's what we know of here for the mid-season update, Season 2 Reloaded. As for Warzone's changes and contents, nothing has been previewed just yet by Raven, but we'll see more over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours from going up to this update and also then once it's actually live. So That said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this update so far? Are you looking forward to any of it here? Maybe you're looking forward to something more than others, whatever it may be. Feel free to let me know your thoughts. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related. We'll keep you busy with all of it. So if you guys are interested, hit the subscribe button. If you also want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best places to get connected from outside of YouTube. Practice on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.